Good morning, class. So, all of you are ready for your Pol Science class? Yes. Fine. So, I just want to begin with the lesson. First of all, we will recapitulate the previous class. In the previous class, we have done few topics, and the first topic was that why do we need a constitution and what is a constitution. You all know that constitution is the body of rules and laws according to which a state is governed. यानी एक ऐसा लॉ बुक जो किसी भी स्टेट को गवर्न करने यानी काम करने में उसके रूल्स को मेंटेन करे. In that series we have done that constitution is a set of rules to create an orderly society. Secondly, the constitution determines the forms of government and the power to be exercised by the various organs of government. Dear students, you know that the government have three main organs: the legislature, executive and judiciary. Powers and functions of all these three organs is also clearly mentioned in the constitution. The constitution limits the power of the government. Although there are three main organs, but these organs are not having unlimited power. Their power is also being decided by the constitution. Except that the constitution set out the basic objects and ideals of the society. आप सब जानते ही हैं कि हर सभ्य समाज के कुछ नियम होते हैं और वो नियम कौन डिसाइड करता है किसी भी कंट्री में? अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. सो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन मेक क्लियर्स द राइट्स ऑफ सिटीजनशिप एंड द आइडेंटिटी एंड द स्टेटस ऑफ द पीपल हैव. So in the previous class we have studied that Constitution of India is made by the people of India. But as you know that all couldn't participate in constitution making. So how the Constitution of India was being made? Constitution of India was being created by a Constituent Assembly. The Constituent Assembly it was meant for undivided India and was consisted of 385 members. ये एक भारत जब अविभाजित भारत था उसके लिए बनी थी और इसमें 385 सदस्य थे. The provinces were elected 292 members, whereas the princely state were allocated 93 seats. As a result of the partition of India, the membership got reduced. In this constitution, आपने पुराने पिछले क्लासेस में भी पढ़ा होगा, there were some prominent figures. कुछ खास लोग थे जैसे राजेंद्र प्रसाद, who became the president of India, जवाहरलाल नेहरू, वल्लभ भाई पटेल, मौलाना अबुल कलाम आज़ाद. ऐसी बहुत सारी एमिनेंट पर्सनालिटीज़ जो थी वो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन मेकिंग में पार्टिसिपेट कर रही थी. एंड दिस कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली वाज कंसीडर्ड अ रिप्रेजेंटेटिव बॉडी. रिप्रेजेंटेटिव बॉडी मतलब फ्रॉम ऑल द वॉक्स ऑफ लाइफ इन इंडिया द बॉडी वाज रिप्रेजेंटिंग देम. इनमें से बहुत सारे ऐसे लीडर्स थे जो इस कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली में थे. यू ऑल नो दैट द ड्राफ्ट ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन वाज मेड बाय B.R. Ambedkar. Except that there were Sikh, there were Anglo-Indians and there were Hindus, Muslim, Christian. They all represent this constituent assembly. This constitution assembly have done lots of deliberations, lots of meetings, and after that they reach on so many issues. Dear students, in the previous class you have studied that Indian constitution is a balanced constitution. It is a balanced document Why it is a balanced document? Because there is a clear division of power between the various organs of government. Except that we have Indian judiciary, which is independent from legislature and executive. We have Prime Minister as well as the President. There is no single branch of government which can claim the absolute authority of powers. पिछली क्लास में आपने ये भी पढ़ा था कि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन क्या है. इट इज़ अ लिविंग डॉक्यूमेंट एज वेल. मैंने आपको शायद ये भी बताया था एक लिविंग डॉक्यूमेंट वो होता है जो समय और परिस्थितियों के हिसाब से जिसमें बदलाव लाए जा सकें. सो इट इज़ ऑल्सो एबल टू ग्रोइंग इटसेल्फ विद द ग्रोइंग नीड्स ऑफ द नेशन. Our constitution presents the mixture of flexibility and rigidity. Although the original document remain intact, the constitution has been amended more than 90 times. So in that way, the Constitution of India was being made. When Indian Constitution was made, at that time there was a very important thing, and that important thing was date of commencement of Constitution. यानी ऐसी कौन सी तारीख हो जिस दिन हमारे संविधान को लागू किया जाए. The Constitution came into force on 26 January 1950. On that day began at that time Dr. Rajendra Prasad, who was the first term of the President of Indian Union. The Constituent Assembly became the Parliament of India under the transitional provision of the new Constitution. So, क्या आप ये जानते हैं कि 26 जनवरी को ही भारत का संविधान क्यों लागू किया गया? It is to be noted that the January 26 had a great significance in India's struggle for Swaraj. Actually, in the Congress session at Lahore on December 29, 1929, यानी 29 दिसंबर 1929, they had passed a resolution declaring पूर्ण स्वराज. और इस दिन भारत ने एक डिक्लेरेशन दिया और किसकी बात की? पूर्ण स्वराज यानी कंप्लीट इंडिपेंडेंस was India's goal. It was also decided that 26 January should be observed at all over India as a Purna Swaraj Day, means the complete Independence Day, was for the first time celebrated on January 26, 1930. तो इस तरह 26 जनवरी 1930 को भारत में पहली बार पूर्ण स्वराज की घोषणा की गई और इस दिन को पूर्ण स्वराज दिवस के रूप में मनाया गया. इट कंटिन्यू टू बी सो ऑब्जर्व्ड ओवर सिंस. इट वॉज देयरफॉर द फिटनेस ऑफ द थिंग दैट 26 जनवरी शुड हैव बीन selected as a date of commencement of new constitution. The date is celebrated as Republic Day. आप सब जानते ही हैं 26 जनवरी को हमारा संविधान लागू किया गया और इस दिन को क्या बनाया जाता है? रिपब्लिकन डे. द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज हेरिटेज ऑफ नेशनल मूवमेंट. आर कमिटमेंट टू द आइडियल्स ऑफ लिबर्टी, equality, justice and democracy. India attained freedom in 1947 after a prolonged struggle. आप सब जानते हैं भारत की स्वाधीनता की लड़ाई 1857 से शुरू होकर 1947 में समाप्त हुई. The nature and character of national movement have had a strong influence on our constitutional system. For instance, look at the system of parliamentary democracy. आपको पता है सबकी कुछ विरासत होती है और हम आने वाले समय में उन विरासतों को आगे बढ़ाते हैं. बिल्कुल वैसे ही जो हमने पार्लियामेंट्री सिस्टम को अडॉप्ट किया. भारत क्या है? भारत एक संसदीय लोकतंत्र है. हमने जो इस सिस्टम को अपनाया, इट इज़ अडॉप्टेड बाय द मेकर्स ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन It was already decided in Nehru Report in 1928 and also advised a parliamentary democracy for India. Partition of India along the communal lines didn't suppress the force of secularism. दूसरा हमारे संविधान की एक विरासत है कि भारत क्या है, एक सेक्युलर कंट्री है. हालांकि देश बट गया, विभाजित हो गया, दो हिस्सों में बट गया. एक हिस्सा मुसलमानों को दिया गया और उसका नाम पाकिस्तान रखा गया, पर उसके बाद भी भारत एक सेक्युलर यानी धर्मनिरपेक्ष देश है. द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन विच केम into force on January 26, 1950 prohibits discrimination on the ground of religion or race. आप सब जानते हैं कि हमारे यहाँ पर धर्म के नाम पर, जाति के नाम पर, प्रजाति के नाम पर किसी तरह का भेदभाव नहीं होता. It guarantees the rights freely to profess, practice and propagate any religion. The Congress session of 1931 had adopted a specific resolution on fundamental rights and economic policy. हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का जो हेरिटेज फीचर है वो क्या है, हमारे फंडामेंटल राइट्स यानी हमारे मौलिक अधिकार. In 1945, the Sapru report had accent on the rights of individual. About a year later, the Constituent Assembly began framing the Constitution of India. The fundamental rights and the directive principle were proclaimed under the Part 3 and the Part 4 of the Constitution. तो हमारे संविधान के भाग 3 में और भाग 4 में मौलिक अधिकारों का और नीति निर्देशक सिद्धांतों को एक्सप्लेन किया गया है. Thus, the Constitution of India reflects the character, the ideals of those leaders who fought for the India's independence. And these three things are considered the heritage of national movement. यानी हमारे राष्ट्रीय आंदोलन की विरासत के रूप में ये तीनों चीज़ें भारत के संविधान में शामिल की गई. याद रखिएगा, नंबर 1 पार्लियामेंट्री डेमोक्रेसी, नंबर 2 secularism, number 3 fundamental rights and economic policy. Now we'll do another topic, and this topic is the objective resolution. यानी जो संविधान निर्माता थे उनके क्या ऑब्जेक्टिव थे, क्या ऑब्जेक्टिव रेजोल्यूशन थे. The preamble to the Constitution has an interesting historical background. On December 9, 1946, Jawaharlal Nehru moved as a resolution in the Constituent Assembly known as the Objective Resolution. The opening sentence of the resolution reads, "The Constituent Assembly declares its firm and the solemn resolve to proclaim India as an independent, sovereign republic and to draw up for her future governance a constitution." Dear students, do you all know the meaning of independent? An independent country is that country which is not being controlled by any other country. Secondly, the word is sovereign. A sovereign country is that country where the rules of that country are decided by the country's government. यानी एक ऐसा देश जो अपने देश के कानूनों के निर्माण के लिए किसी दूसरे देश पर निर्भर नहीं रहता, उसे हम एक सॉवरेन कंट्री कहते हैं. थर्ड इज रिपब्लिकन कंट्री. You all know that India is a republic. But now the question arises, what is the meaning of republic? A republican country is that country where the head of the country, that is president, is elected by the people. This election may be direct election, it may be indirect election, but you all know that president's child, president's son doesn't become president. It is not like monarchy, जहाँ पर राजा का बेटा राजा बन जाता है. In Republican country, president is elected by the people. You all know very well that US is also a republic. वहाँ पर भी राष्ट्रपति चुना जाता है. But Britain is not a republic. Although Britain is a democratic country, it is the oldest democracy in the world, but Britain is a constitutional monarchy. वहाँ पर राजा होता है, constitution होता है, as well as they have parliamentary democracy. Although the post of king is very nominal, नाम मात्र की ही होती है, but actual power lies in the hands of the parliament. So India is also a republic where the president is elected indirectly by the people, यानी हम चुनते हैं अपने representatives, the members of parliament as well as the member of state legislative assembly, and they elects the president on behalf of us. So India is republic, and to draw up for the future governance of the constitution. The objective resolution also speaks of justice, freedom, equality, and safeguard for minority and the depressed classes. You all know that there are certain provisions which are being made for the minorities, the depressed sections. क्या provisions हैं आप सब जानते हैं. 15% seats are reserved for the people who are belongs to SC and STs. आप सब जानते हैं कि हमारे यहाँ SC ST को 15% आरक्षण दिया गया है. Except that there is 27% seats reserved for other backward classes. Minorities के लिए भी अलग से प्रावधान किए गए हैं. There are special provision for them. You all know that who are known as minority. Minority means those people who are less in number. जो भारत में कम नंबर में पाए जाते हैं, जिनकी जनसंख्या कम है, they are known as minority. The famous objective resolution was examined by the drafting committee. It made the certain verbal changes in it. The preamble to the constitution retains the spirit, and as far as preamble, the language of objective resolution. So we have done two very important topics today. One is the heritage of constitution. We have done the objective of resolution, as well as we have done how the constitution of India was being made. I hope that all of you must understand it. Please purchase a book named as Indian names as Constitution and Political Theory. This has been written by B.B. Tayal, and we'll use this book for your class 11th. I am repeating, Indian Constitution and Political Theory. We have two NCERT books, but in this B.B. Tayal, both the books are being combined. So I'll be giving only 2 questions to you, which you have to do in your fair notebook, so that points and topics must be clear to you. If you feel any problem, you can call me after your class. Thank you very much.